Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk Wonder Woman. We're going to look at actresses who played Wonder Woman through the years in live action or animation or video games. This video will be broken up into two parts because it will be too long to just do as one continuous video. So Wonder Woman debuted in All-Star Comics number 8 back in 1941. But it was not until 1967 that she actually appeared or was being prepared to appear on the small screen. Unfortunately, the pilot never aired, but then later on we were able to see this pilot on YouTube. Now, the pilot consisted of two actors that are actually playing Wonder Woman, and the name of the pilot was Wonder Woman Who's Afraid of Diana Prince. The two actors that played Wonder Woman were Linda Harrison and also Ellie Wood Walker. Now, if you look here, you will see that there seems to be Wonder Woman here looking at a reflection in the mirror. But in fact, what actually was happening was that Ellie Wood Walker was playing Wonder Woman on one side of this very virtual mirror, and on the other side was Linda Harrison. So it's actually two different people here pretending to be a reflection, one, and the other one pretending to be Wonder Woman. So this is what you really actually was seeing. So here, this is Linda Harrison, who is the reflection of Wonder Woman in the mirror, and this here is Ellie Wood Walker, who's playing Wonder Woman in the movie actually. Now, Linda Harrison would go on to become one of the characters in Planet of the Apes, the lady who was Charlton Heston's, basically his female counterpart in that movie. Of course, Linda Harrison is a very, very beautiful woman, and so it's not surprising that she got this role as Wonder Woman. Now, in 1973, which was a good 6 years later, Wonder Woman successfully debuted on television in the animated series Super Friends. Super Friends was a hit, and it was able to go from 1973 all the way up to 1983, with the actress who played this character having a very successful run. The name of the actress was Shannon Farnan, and you can see her here. And these actually are the entire team of the Super Friends. So here is Shannon Farnan, very beautiful woman as well, and she actually plays Wonder Woman. Here she is in the current era, and you see her here next to the iconic Wonder Woman that took to the screen. Basically, this Wonder Woman was almost the image of Charles Morrison's initial Wonder Woman, with some minor changes in her costuming and uniform, but for the most part, this was what Charles Morrison began with. Of course, this Wonder Woman actually used the lasso of truth quite a lot. Now, after Farnan's run with Wonder Woman, the next thing they tried to do on television was have a live action performance of Wonder Woman, but they departed from the Wonder Woman that was known, that Charles Morrison basically formed, and had a whole totally different design. The great Kathie Lee Crosby was the person who was playing this Wonder Woman, and it debuted on ABC television in 1974. It didn't last a full year, unfortunately for it. This was also a depowered Wonder Woman, in addition to her being with a different costume. And here, this kept the storyline where she's Diana and Themyscira, but then she strips herself of her powers to be amongst men, and she becomes this sort of high-level intelligence agent who can also fight very, very well. And she did a pretty good job of that in the television series, probably be more accepted now than back then. So that series was not also successful, just like the 1967 pilot that never came off the ground. And so Kathie Lee Crosby's Wonder Woman disappeared from the scenes. And on ABC, instead of having Kathie Lee Crosby as Wonder Woman, we had the very famous Linda Carter, who took over. Linda Carter was the iconic Wonder Woman. The series ran from 1975 to 1979, but actually it went all the way into the 80s with reruns, and people really enjoyed this movie. Up to this day, television show, live action. This is the most successful live action depiction of Wonder Woman, and that's over so many years up to this present time. Linda Carter's Wonder Woman was one that began in the 1940s, but then ABC ended its run with Wonder Woman and CBS took it up, and we had a Wonder Woman that was in the present time in the 70s. Quite a fantastic character at that. Now, after Linda Carter's run in the 70s, Wonder Woman was replayed during the 80s and 90s, but really it was a big pace of time before we saw actually a Wonder Woman again. So after 1983, with Farnon and Super Friends, we didn't see Wonder Woman again until 2001. Susan Eisenberg became the voice of Wonder Woman in animation. And what a voice she was, and what a catalog she had. Wonder Woman appeared on the scene back into the spotlight many years after, almost 17 years after, in the year 2001, with the advent of the very successful television series Justice League. And then she continued onwards from 2001 to 2006 with Justice League Unlimited. Many people who have grown up, or even recently people who have been watching television, really love the Justice League. This sort of changed the way how people viewed cartoons. Of course, it started off with Batman, the animated series, but then it moved on to Justice League. And what an impressive run that series was. And Justice League Unlimited. In fact, to this day, this depiction of Wonder Woman is still stained in people's minds because she was much more athletic and her movements were just exceptional. So this Wonder Woman was what Eisenberg actually depicted. Again, you saw some of Linda Carter in this Wonder Woman. Eisenberg's repertoire also went beyond that to the 2010 run Superman Batman Apocalypse, as well as Justice League Doom in 2012, and then a lovely little skit on Wonder Woman in 2013. And I will show you some of the clips of that right now. So we saw Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Here she's in Justice League Unlimited, and here she's in action. Really was fantastic to see a Wonder Woman really suck it to a guy. She also played a role in video games, by the way, as well. So I'm going to show you some other things here, but let me just try and... She was also, actually she is in Injustice 2. So she's gotten work from 2001 all the way up to 2006, then 2010, all the way up to 2013, and now she's got work again in video games in 2017. So what you're seeing here is Wonder Woman from the upcoming Injustice 2, which has already hit shelves. There she is there. That's in 2017. She's also, as I said before, been with Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. They're the Amazons about to defend the world with Batman there, as Doomsday sends his army, Darkseid sends his army of Doomsdays, actually, that he's gotten from the Doomsday from Lex Luthor, to try and invade and take over the world. There's Wonder Woman in action here. So that's part of Eisenberg's, again, repertoire. And also Eisenberg's also been involved in this little short here, Wonder Woman, which is really awesome to watch at.
Why did you run away?
Let's take the sound off a little bit. And you can see this is a different kind of animation, but it was 3 little clips on Wonder Woman that appeared on Cartoon Network and that was in the year 2013. And that's Giganta you're looking at there, Wonder Woman chasing her down. So really, it's just awesome to see how much work Eisenberg did with Wonder Woman. She had a lot of work, and she was the first Wonder Woman after Super Friends with Farnon to actually be involved over an extensive period of time, and she's still currently doing Wonder Woman, dealing with the character of Wonder Woman in animation. So the first big name is Farnon, the second name is Eisenberg. Tune in for part 2 of this video in the next video. You guys have a great one.